What's up? Hope everyone's having a good day and is ready for another video in the installment I like to call Underrated Throwers. Today we got another treat, Joachim B. Olsen, who's one of my favorite technicians. He threw mid to high 21 meters. I'll list all his accomplishments and PR height and weight if I can find them in the video description. But he got silver in the 2004 Olympics in Athens. He got 2 bronze medals in World Championships. And he was just overall really consistent thrower when it really counted. And I really like his technique because it's just really simple and really repeatable. Alright, so let's just do a quick, just a couple times just watching it through. Sorry about the quality. I think this is PR throw. I recorded this quite a while ago. But as you can see, he almost starts static, which you don't really see many people do. You see Ryan Krauser do it maybe like on his opening throws. But for his really, really big throws, well, besides that static 23-meter throw, he really only does it for like his first throw to find rhythm. But you don't really see many people just start static in like an actual competition. So I thought that was really interesting. I don't know why he does that. Maybe it's just personal preference or something. But he does it every competition. He never winds really past here. But what I really like about him is I think he's a really good technical model because he does all the basics really good, really good. And that's why he's able to be super consistent in major competitions and just super consistent over his career. He never threw over 22 meters, but I mean, throwing what, like over, I know he threw over 2160. That is still really good. So let's start first. Start static, really even, kind of bent over a little, kind of like how you would do like a bend over like a RDL. He's not breaking at the hip. You notice how his back and hip are in a line. So he's still kind of stacked. He's just slightly angled, kind of like John Godina or something, like or someone like that. And let's see. He really likes to use his left arm as a guide. Doesn't get it super far ahead. Kind of really tries to stay in line with his left knee. He picks up. That's not that bad. He picks up pretty good. Like his right leg. I mean, he is starting static, so he's gonna pick it up like a little. Or actually, I won't even say that's early. Um, but yeah. Oh, sorry, something just distracted me. But no, that's not early. That's actually perfect because he gets a lot of separation here because his foot is already almost turned, and that's really good. What I really like is he doesn't really lead with the knee for that long. Well, actually, no, he does lead with the knee. I should say that. But then he does a really nice sweep. What I find interesting is he does drop his left arm, but if you notice, his shoulders still stay pretty level. Well, not level, but it follows his orbit. Because he started already kind of bent over, it makes sense why his shoulders would be angled like this. So it's fine as long as he's not changing his orbit. It's perfectly fine to do this as long as he's just staying stacked. Like his hip and back are still in the same position. And as long as their shoulders are staying as they were at the back of the ring, you can do whatever you want with your arm. Especially when you're at this level, it doesn't really matter. If you're a beginner, I would recommend not making this left arm like super loose and having it drag down. Well, not drag down, but go down. I would much rather have it a little more. It's hard to tell at this angle. But like keep it at this level instead of down here. It should be down there. So a little higher. But I think the reason why he does this, drops his left arm, is so that he naturally has it down. Well, so it naturally, it doesn't really move that much because it's already down. He gets a nice orbit. Instead of having to kind of dip down, he can just turn and rotate. Yeah. I know this isn't the best angle to tell what he's doing with his left side. Went into the middle. But the other thing I really like is his sprint. His sprint and then his position in the middle. Boom, perfectly in the middle. I think it's hard. I hate this angle, but it's the only angle I could find of this throw. Lands really good in the middle. Pretty wrapped. And I like. So you'll know when you sprint really good when your right foot touches, if your left foot is in line or ahead of your right foot, you'll know that you sprinted. If your right is down, but your left foot is still near the back of the ring, you need to start sprinting harder. Because unless you're like really tall and you really can't sprint, like if you're 6'5" plus, I could understand because you're not going to be sprinting as hard as someone that's like 6 foot or shorter, because you'll just fall out of the ring every time. Like Krauser, he doesn't really sprint that much because he's 6'7". But I don't think Joachim Olsen was very tall. I think he was maybe 6'1" or something. I could be wrong. I'll list it in the video description. But he gets a really nice hard sprint. And the other thing is I really like this catch. So some people would call this open. I wouldn't necessarily, because his right hip is still in line with his shot put, or slightly. No, his right hip is slightly ahead of his shot put. So he is wrapped. It doesn't matter how open you are with your left, as long as your right hip is ahead of your shot put, you'll still be wrapped. And you'll still get stuff on it. Like, you'll still get power on it. It's not ideal. Like, realistically, it would be great if his left foot landed when it was here. So then he could really crank it even more. But, I mean, he just slightly... I mean, I wouldn't even say... I really like that left arm. It's getting out of the way so it can rotate more. It makes sense because he was kind of bent over at the start, so he's not going to be super level throughout the ring. He's going to have this angle. And then it makes sense why his left arm would be like that. But, I mean, he is still wrapped. This would not be open, in my opinion. It could be better, but it's by no means... I mean, obviously, he threw... I'm pretty sure his PR was like 21 cent. Like, this was his PR throw. And it was definitely, like, mid to high 21, so it was far. It was over 70 feet. I can say that with certainty. So, it worked. I will say this: he was also immensely strong, as most shot putters are at this level. But he was crazy strong. If you want to see some strength, look up videos of him when he was injured, lifting. And my God, but whatever. Let's get back to the video. So he catches, really rotates through. And what I like is he stays grounded a really long time. I know it's hard to see, but his right foot like just came off the ground, but his left foot is still on the ground. And the shot like just left his hand. So he gets and his block is really nice. That's like when it moves just a little bit and he just gets a little bit more out. That right there is a really nice block. Oops. Really nice. And what I really like about his technique is just the extension that he gets. It's really nice. And how long he stays grounded through it. This would be great in discus as well. Like shot putters, you tend to see they jump a little early, like they reverse like a little too early, and don't stay grounded as long. But I mean, this is just textbook right there. But yeah, I really like him. He was one of the most consistent throwers I've ever seen. And yeah, highly decorated. And yep, let's just watch a full throw at full speed one more time. Yep. All right. Hope you guys learned something and see y'all later.